Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. One more day to the giveaway. Tomorrow will be the giveaway day and I'm looking forward to it for the sole reason at the moment that I can have my last shave tomorrow and have a couple of days rest because my skin is feeling it. Trying to adjust to the one blade, which is completely new to me. I've totally put far too much pressure on and it's really attacked my skin, if I'm honest. I'm off today with my son who's not very well, so I've got a bit of time to sit back and get a bit of moisturising on you and try and sort my skin out a bit before this shave. I thought it was an ingrown hair, but it's not. I think it's just a spot. And I've got a couple of little bits here as well that have all sort of surfaced just pretty much over shaving. I don't normally shave every day, it's not something I'm used to. It's something I've never done before, is shave for 14 days in a row, ever. Never done it. I think it'll actually be 18 days in a row by the time the giveaway comes. But I'm going to see if I can dial it right down to a mild shave today. Just nice and light, few passes and leave it at that. So, without further ado, the soap of the day is Fuzzy Face Soaps Black Tea. Now this comes pretty well packaged for a sample. This was sent to me from Kenny Reberal, who also sent me a full tub of Fuzzy Face Dragon's Blood. And the scent on this, literally, it's like a pot of black tea. It's got a little hint of sweetness, so it's like a tea, white, well, it's not even white, black tea with one. A little bit of sweetness in there. It smells great. I've just did my usual, swirled it round the bowl onto the banana leafing, and let's see how we go. Brush for today is the Leo Frio Custom Celtic Hoops. I think I've just used this recently. Let me just change that. No, stuff it. I'm just going to stick with it. I've took my photograph with it. I can't be asked to take another photograph. So yeah, Leo Frio Custom Celtic Football Club brush. Beautiful little brush, 24mm tuxedo knot. Lovely jubbly. Let's get it dipped in the water. Flick out the excess and then straight into the soap. I've never used Fuzzy Face soaps. I've got no idea how they're going to lather. I know they're tallow based. It does say on there it's tallow based. It's got the ingredients on there as well, which I had a read of. Can't remember exactly what's in here. But very clean set of ingredients. There's nothing in there that gets alarm bells ringing or anything like that. Now Ken that sent me this stuff, he loves the Fuzzy Face soaps. And this black tea is actually his favourite scent. So I'm hoping I get a nice lather whipped up and get a great shave from it. It does smell nice, it actually smells very refreshing. I'm going to be pairing it with Thayer's Peach. So we have a bit of a peach iced tea today. It's certainly whipping up a good lather. I've not added any more water yet, I'm just going with what I've actually got in the brush so far. But as you can see, it's starting to build quite nice. It does need water, which I will give it in a second. Just dipping the tips now. So there we go, that's the tips being dipped. Oh yeah, it's starting to really come together now. It's amazing what a bit of water does to a lather. If your lather's not quite right, seems a bit airy, so even if it seems airy, sometimes I think that's because there's too much water, sometimes it's not. It's just a type of soap. The worst thing you can do by adding too much water is ruin the lather. All you need to do is either add more soap or start again. But it's better to do that and get the lather the way you want it, rather than just accept what you've got in the bowl. Another dip. Now yeah, last night I shaved my wife's legs last night. I used the Art of Shaving lemon, I can't remember what the actual name of it is, the way it's spelled. But I tell you what, the lather and the slickness was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Post-shave feel was great according to my wife. A lot of the times when I shave her legs she gets itchy legs afterwards. She got no itch from it at all. So it's obviously not reacting to her skin, which is good. Really, I mean, for the amount of cream that I put in the bowl, I made enough lather to shave a whole body twice. It was amazing. Right, I think I'm pretty much where I want to be with this. Just give you guys a bit of a look. Absolutely stunning. And the scent, yeah, it's really teaty. It smells a lot like a sort of Earl Grey, a very Earl Grey type tea. Very nice black tea. I don't drink tea, but my wife drinks it. Well, used to drink it. So I've got an idea what black tea smells like. It's not something I drink or make. I'm shit at making it. Well, actually, I'm intentionally shit at making tea, so no one asked me to make them. A coffee, on the other hand, now that's a different story. Right, let's see how we go with this. Oh, this is lovely lather. Really silky. Scent strength out the tub, surprisingly, considering it's just black tea. The scent strength out of that little sample pot is around about a 4 or 5. When it's on your face, it's similar. It doesn't really get any stronger. Well, that lather is one of the best lathers I've whipped out of a sample, without doubt. It's absolutely beautiful. It didn't involve really any effort. It's really creamy. The brush is caked, the bowl's full. Okay, Maugress setting 1, the wimpy setting, or what I call the wimpy setting. I don't use it very often, normally 3 and 2 if I'm everyday shaving, but my face is red raw at the moment on my neck. Treat Platinum, brand new blade. I love these blades, they're very smooth, very efficient. So hopefully, touch wood, I can get through this shave on 3 passes on setting 1 without too many dramas. I guess one thing I could have done would have been to save one of my blades and get it on a second use without having that super sharpness. Now the chin area with the one blade, if you've never used one, it's quite difficult to shave. There we go, look at that. With a quality DE blade, no such issues. Do I like the one blade? Yes, it's a very nice razor. It's comfortable in the hand. The theory behind it is great. It is smooth, but I haven't quite mastered it yet, so at this stage it's not a razor. If it stayed as it was, I don't think it would stay in my den, if I'm honest. I had spoken about possibly just keeping it in the den for aesthetic purposes because it's a beautiful razor, it looks lovely on the stand. Well, that was a really big splash of water I gave my face there, but I know there's slickness. There's loads of slickness, really impressed so far. And this lather, I don't know whether you can actually see, but the lather, like you can't see, look at the gloss on it, it's beautiful. Fuzzy face salts, never heard of them. Never heard of them until Kenny sent me this stuff. I can tell you right now, it is slick as you like. The lather is thick, it's creamy. It's pretty much everything you look for in a lather. I'm really quite taken aback with it, and it's a sample. And it wasn't taken from a full-size tub. This is just a sample that was actually made up from Fuzzy Face, so it's that's even more impressive to me, because samples to me, generally for one, don't smell like they're supposed to smell. This one smells like black tea, it smells exactly like I was expecting it to smell. And for two, they never seem to work just quite as good as the full-size soap. So in this case, if it works better as a full-size soap, it's going to be cracking stuff. You can hear the TV in the background. I do apologise. I had one of the guys said, if you can turn the TV down, I'd love to, but my son's watching it, he's not very well. I've got to be honest, with the one blade, it slightly surprised me. Oh, I was going to use it again today. Having watched a few videos on it, from Mantic59 and from the one blade as well, the guys, I'm assuming it's the guy that's invented it. It was actually a very good video. Very well edited, very well done all together. They reckon in order to get the full effect from the razor, you give it 21 days. So I'm not going to give it 21 days in a row, but I'll give it 21 shaves and see where we go from there. So I'm on to shave number 3, my next one. But I'll tell you right now, it's not a patch on this so far. It really isn't. So the guys out there that are getting these awesome shaves from it, I do sort of envy them at the moment, but a lot of them have had more shaves with it. They've got the idea, the technique with it. I'm just pushing too hard, I know I'm pushing really hard on my face to try and get it on there, because it feels so mild compared to the aggressiveness or the efficiency that I normally use. I mean, it's milder than setting one in the Murgress, that's what it feels like. Yeah, the residual slickness on this soap is as good as anything I've used. I've got to really be upfront and honest with that, it's really awesome stuff. And from that little bit of soap that I put in the bowl, this is just what's on the brush, look at this. I tell you now, it's got a feeling on your face of just ultimate protection. This stuff is some thick stuff, but slick. It's wet. It's not dry. It's not a sort of. It's very thick, but it's not a dry lather at all in the slightest. You can see the gloss on it, which, from what I'm told, sort of highlights the fact that it's going to be a slick soap. Which it is, it's a very slick soap. Okay, across the grain. And so far, considering my skin was red raw yesterday after my shave, it actually, even though once again I thought I'd had a shocking shave with the one blade, afterwards my skin was pretty good, and I think it comes down to the Nivea Too Faced. That Too Faced is excellent stuff. It's got a massive amount of glycerin in it. It's got a good kick of menthol, which aids in this sort of the feeling of the skin healing. The feeling of healing. literally no pressure with this razor. That's superb, it really is. I'm really impressed with that. To say I've used the Mergress on setting 1 all the way through it, I know it's an adjustable. On setting 1 it's the most mild razor that I've got, much milder than the 34C as well. The 34C sits around about a 3 or a 4 on my Mergress in my opinion. Yeah, for me the 34C isn't a mild razor. It's certainly not as mild as people say it is. It's quite I find it a reasonably efficient razor as well. It's quite aggressive and efficient to me. Certainly medium to aggressive as opposed to mild to medium. But yeah, so right, I'm just going to pop a little bit of the peach Thayers on to add to the tea. A little bit of peach tea, can't go wrong with that. And it, even with the Thayers, even tastes pretty good. But I think that's down to the fact that there's not quite as much witch hazel in it as you get in Humphreys. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's why I think Humphreys tastes slightly worse and doesn't quite smell as nice. Right, what was I going to do there? I was going to do something, I can't bloody remember what it was. Oh yeah, sorry, I'll get it in a minute. I will be finishing off Nivea Too Faced again, just to help heal my skin a little bit. Yeah, this is good soap. I'm struggling to get it out of the brush. That's a really good sign of a good soap to me. When you've got to really mash it out of your brush. And even when you think you're done, and you go back and you flick it, there's still some left. Yeah, it's an excellent soap. It really is top-notch stuff. Another one of those sort of flying under the radar soap companies that I've never heard of. I'm glad I have now. And it's not even that expensive, I don't think, Fuzzy Face. I think it's reasonably well priced. I don't think it's definitely not up there with the price of your Barrister and Mans and things like that. Definitely not. Although some might say that Barrister and Man aren't really that expensive. I certainly found when I ordered it, it's pretty damn expensive, even if you take the shipping out. And the soaps from Barrister and Man do range quite drastically from soap to soap in terms of pricing. Obviously it must come down to how long it took to formulate it, what the ingredients are, all those sort of things. I'm looking forward to doing a head shave with this now because the slickness is superb. I don't know. Yeah, I might get away with a head shave today, I don't know. We'll see. I might just touch it up again with a wind blade and just see how it goes. Right, what am I going to do now? I am going to talk you through what I just used. Fuzzy Face, soaps, black tea. And the ingredients are pretty simple: purified water, tallow, stearic acid, shea butter, potassium hydroxide, coconut oil, castor oil, sodium hydroxide, fragrance oil and glycerin. I tell you what, it is slick as you like. It's obviously, I'm assuming it's the glycerin that's really helping with that as well. There's no lanolin in there from what I've just read, so that's good as well, as a lot of people are allergic to lanolin, so being a lanolin-free soap, but also tallow based, is excellent for me. A lot of guys don't use tallow, so obviously it sort of kicks you guys out of touch. But the brush was the Leo Frio Custom, Celtic Football Club, champions of Scotland, hoops brush, and just to sort of rub it in, we did actually score 2 goals into England, both from a Celtic player, and the jammy English scored 1 minute from full time, so it was a bit gutting, it definitely was. Right, the Mergress, short handle, stainless steel knob on this end, so it's just a Progress with a stainless steel knob. Adjustable razor, goes up to 5 settings, but actually goes up to 10 if you double twist it. Beautiful, beautiful razor. Got a brand new Treat Platinum blade in there, which is after the first few strokes, a little bit rough always for those first few. Similar to Voskhod and other blades, once you get through that first few, it mellows out and becomes really smooth and sharp. Beautiful little razor, beautiful blade. All on setting 1 today just to keep the irritation down, which it has done. I had a very comfortable shave there, which I was happy with. Whipped up the lather in my Saponificio Varicino shaving grail bowl. Love this bowl. A few guys out there don't. I think it's a great bowl. It's lovely to hold on to. You're not dropping this. It's a good deep sized bowl. It's not massive. It's got enough in there for one head shave and one face shave. You couldn't do both from that really. I think you would probably struggle. Then moved on to Thea's Peach. And now I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on, which is the Soothing Aftershave Lotion from the Natural Olive Oil Soap Factory in Margaret River over here in Western Australia. Just a tiny little pump of that. This stuff's great. It's got a very mild scent. But it just puts a lot of moisture back into the skin, which I'm needing at the moment, if I'm honest. If I am brutally honest. And we'll finish off with Nivea Too Faced. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much dried in already. Excuse me, I never know which way to put a balm in this stuff on because this is as good as any balm. We'll just go with it last today, just a little bit today. Yeah, hardly any sting at all. So that just goes to show the amount of pressure I've been putting on with the one blade. For you guys that don't watch my head shaves, I did do a head shave with the one blade yesterday. It took me a little bit longer, quite a bit longer actually, than what it would have done with the Wunderbar. But I got an irritation-free BBS shave, so it can be done. It is usable and it does give that sort of shave, but you just got to figure out a technique with it. So I might do a little head shave with it now and just see how I go with it. I've got 1 day's growth. But anyway guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Big day tomorrow for the giveaway. I hope you tune in for it. Good luck to everyone, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.